Yes, 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 yes. This is Muddy Water, and look who we got in the building today. It is Mirrors Tommeka, aka Mirrors Music, aka my wife, my best friend, and aka my entertainment. Mirrors Entertainment. Tommeka.
Hi,
What's happening?
Muddy Waters.
What's happening? But of course, you see her, so and you hear the name, so automatically we gotta say this is another music edition of Muddy Water.
Time to finish what I started. It's a beautiful feeling to know I put my heart in. I'm all in. Picking up the broken pieces. I done had my share of lessons and no life a teacher. This beat be talking to my soul like it was a preacher. This for them late nights on the road, so turn up your speaker flow, call, turn up the heater. Bet on me, go all in. If I try and I fail, I'ma try it again. I won't stop until I win. Time to finish what I started. It's a beautiful feeling to know I put my heart in. I'm all in. Everything I wanna know, I'm really about to have it to it.
So, wait,
What's up? Let's talk music.
let's talk music. All right, hey, first of all, let's give the listeners the rundown of how long have you been a fan? I'm sure. I mean, I'm sure it's been a long time, but knowing you, you told me the story about when you were first discovered by your Uncle Boogie.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the story.
I didn't
So,
remember that.
kind of, well, yeah, I do. I listen.
Point.
I listen. So, kind of give us the brief history of that, and and then go on into just how you enjoy music.
Okay, well, it was discovered that my sisters and I could sing. We always sang without music. We never sang with music. We didn't start out singing with music. We sung a cappella. Actually, it was my Aunt Regina who discovered we could sing, like really sing, because she was putting a perm in my mom's hair. And we were sitting on a couch that kind of looked like this, matter of fact. And me and my sisters were singing the commercials that came on.
You keep on talking. I'm just gonna move around for a minute. Keep on.
Okay. So we were singing the commercials that were coming on to the TV while we were waiting for my mom to get her hair done. And at the time, we didn't realize it was harmony. We were just singing the songs, and my aunt asked my mama, did she know that we could sing like that? And I think my mom was just as shocked as my aunt was with the harmony that we were doing. I knew how to teach harmony to my sisters, but not really knowing it was harmony. Just, you do this part, I do this part, you do this part. So, make a long story short, after that, my auntie Regina, she my mom told my Uncle Boogie that we could sing. And he came to our house one day, and my mom told us to sing a song that I had told them that I taught my sisters, which was the Eastside High anthem from Lean On Me. And so we sung that song for my Uncle Boogie. He started crying, and from there, everywhere we went, he would have us to stop and sing on corners, grocery stores, wherever we were. Everybody knew the Crank sisters could sing, and so he always told us, no matter where you are, if somebody asks you to sing, don't hesitate to sing. So that's where it started, with us just singing for people. again, without music. We hardly ever sang with music. So that's where my ear for music came from. Sing without music.
And how long ago would you say that was? Or did you say?
Man. I didn't say, but I had to have been about, I want to say maybe 11 when that was, when it was, well, let me say, when my uncle and my auntie discovered that we could sing, I was probably about 13. But when me and my sister started singing, we were really little. Like really, really little. I know my baby sister was about 5 when I knew that she had a beautiful voice. So we were really young.
So that being said, would you say how much of an impact has music had in your
major? I rap music. I rap music around everything in my life, and the way I can explain that is
before you explain that, I'm gonna add this to it. So would you say that there is a rhythm when it comes to life? Is there a rhythm? Is there a format to conducting your life? How you live, how you proceed.
Yeah, but I would say everybody creates that to their own beat.
Right. So there is a rhythm to.
There's a rhythm to life.
It can be a bad rhythm. Good rhythms.
If
you got good rhythms and bad rhythms.
Yeah, if it's a such thing, rhythm is rhythm. I guess it's what you, because people can have a
off beat.
Yeah, if you base your life around music, then everything concerning music, life will have a definition of music in that. So if you say that life has a rhythm, and is it a good and bad rhythm? No, it's not a good and bad rhythm, but you can put good and bad to rhythm. So I'm saying that as in it's songs with nice beats, but nice rhythms, but the content of the song is garbage.
But knowing you and knowing how you are when it comes to music, I've even, been talking to you about music and I've heard this from other people too, but you can't force. You know what I'm saying? You can't like when you're singing, you don't force it. I've heard people say don't force it. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So even in life you see what I'm saying? You might be in a rhythm but don't even understand the rhythm. So then you start to force things, not even understanding. You might not even be into music like that, but still there is a rhythm to whatever it is that you do.
Right, but that rhythm belongs to you. And a lot of people would probably say don't rush it based off of their experience with that rhythm. Even if somebody's telling you don't rush it while you're singing, can they really do that? Like,
can they tell you not to rush it?
Tell you not to rush it, or what? Because if that's the way that you sing, maybe you ain't rushing it. That's just what you know. That's just how you know to present yourself. Now, if they teach you, they can't tell you why you're doing it. To don't rush it because you don't understand why or what you're doing wrong because you haven't been taught that that's not right. So if they teach you before you go out there and do it, then you can understand them saying don't rush it because they taught you already how to do it without rushing. And I guess this is going beyond music. That's even with life. Somebody can tell you.
Because we still talking about rhythm.
No, but I'm saying that can kind of go beyond music. If somebody's telling you not to rush something, you won't know that you're rushing it if you haven't been taught that it's a proper way or it's a rhythm to whatever it is that you're trying to do. So people have their own rhythm to life.
But period. I know we get deep now already. This quick, this soon into this podcast, this is deep. And I'm sorry I have to take it this deep, but I have to. So Now combine those together. Combine a personal life meeting music. A personal life rhythm meeting music. Could that and those happen to meet each other? Now you're embodying the music into your personal life. Could that throw, you know what I'm saying? Could that throw something off if you're not being careful and aware? Could that
I'm trying to meet you where you are with that, but
yes,
I'll
I know how spiritual you are too.
Well, what I was gonna say is one of my advices to people, because I'm also a life coach. I'm not a licensed counselor, but I do, I counsel people because they ask my advice. So one of the things that I always say to people is music heals. So if you're going through something, say you're going through a bad breakup or a death or something, I don't advise listening to songs that's about that. I advise listening to the opposite. If you're feeling down, don't listen to music that...
Maybe you need to make a song talking about that. But go ahead. I'm just... life is rhythm to me. So
it is. If you're not feeling, in the best of health or the best of spirits, it wouldn't be right to listen to a song that's going to pull you further down. So I always say change the atmosphere of how you're feeling by playing music that make you feel better. And that all goes back to my mom used to play music all the time. Like when I say all the time, that's all we knew was music in our house. And as we grew older and everybody had their different rooms or different spaces of the house, it was different music in different parts of our house. So we just grew up with a house full of music. It was rap. It was gospel. I'm the eclectic one. I'm the one that I like. Okay, let me say my oldest brother Willie too. He's the one that got me, like, I'll listen to country. I ain't big on like rock and roll, but I listen to pop, I listen to opera, all the above.
What music has inspired you the most?
Gospel has inspired me the most, but all music inspires me. All music everything about music, period, inspires me.
Let's keep it to one particular.
I can't, because I'll be lying if I say that it's only one genre of music.
Please give me one particular. In your earlier years, which music inspired you the most in your earlier years?
Gospel.
In your earlier?
Yeah, because in my earlier years, that's where it first started, is waking up and hearing gospel music playing through the house really loud. Mm-hmm. So that's what really listening to the words and how it made you feel. I watched how it made my grandmother feel, how it made my mama feel. So I knew it was something to that music. When my mom was listening to Michael Jackson, the Jackson 5 and all that, I saw that would make her dance, but it wouldn't make her have feelings, if that makes sense. Like I wouldn't see tears or wouldn't see her get down on her knees for nothing. So I found out that gospel music is what had something to it that made you feel something, and it was evident that you were feeling something. So I think that's what inspired me to really play music and not just play it, but listen to the words.
I done seen some people dance to gospel music too now.
I didn't say they didn't dance. I'm saying the feelings showed through them.
Right.
Like, if they were sad listening to Michael Jackson song, I didn't see them cry.
Right. Okay. Would you? Of course, because you just kind of broke that down. What artists have inspired you the most in? So you've done basically all types of music.
Yeah.
Have you recorded all types of music?
I've only recorded gospel, R&B, and some country.
You actually did some country? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Which one did you enjoy doing the most? Gospel, you would say?
Recording.
Yeah. Which one?
Recording.
Okay. Let's say that. Which one did you enjoy recording the most?
The R&B.
The R&B. Okay. And we're gonna go into that too, R&B. Which one do you enjoy listening to the most?
I can't say, because if you look at my playlist got everything, and it's because I like to hear it all. It's not, I love gospel, but I can't listen to gospel all day long. I ain't gonna say I can't. I don't want to listen to it all day long, because I like different sounds and I like different styles of music. I have at work, I have this meditation music that I listen to. I could put it on anything, but that's the mood that I be in, like a focusing mood. So,
but nothing against gospel music. I just want to say this. I think if you listen to one type of music, whether it be gospel, rap, hip hop, R&B, I feel like you would miss out on a life a little bit. You would miss out on a little bit of life by sticking
not necessarily.
to one.
And the reason why is because in gospel music they have all of that. They have rap. They have gospel music that's got a pop sound. They got gospel music. That's
nowadays
contemporary.
they do. Nowadays they do. Since the introduction of gospel rap. So yeah, nowadays they do.
But that would be like saying somebody who listens to country is missing out on everything else in the music world. But that's just what they like. It might not be that they're missing out. That's just what they chose to listen to. Because you can't help but hear all kinds of music everywhere. Because it's everywhere. If you're watching TV, it's gonna be something on TV that's got music on it. And that music might not be the music you listen to, but you're exposed to that music, if that makes sense. You might be watching a movie where they're playing opera, and that exposed you to opera. So you can choose to be like, oh, I like that, and start listening to that. Or you can hear it and still be like, yeah, but I like listening to country, and that's what I'm going to listen to. So it might not be that they're missing out. That's just their preference.
Back to the R&B. With the R&B music, is there do you feel like, I mean, for some reason I feel like the passion for R&B music has kind of been lost. Well, how you feel about that? We got away from, good R&B or R&B altogether, because the last R&B that I can say personally that I really remember listening to, or that was really out there, was probably Jaheim. I mean, for real, Jaheim is the last one I can really say who did anything.
They got
I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Anthony Hamilton and
Anthony Hamilton ain't did nothing in a while. Unless, like I said, I kind of don't listen to a lot of music now besides the music that I do, or when you around and you playing music. Other than that, I don't listen to too much music no more. I probably should, but I don't. So what would you say is out there that some lovers could listen to?
The stuff that's already out.
I'm talking about something new. Because I haven't heard and seen nothing new.
I'm going to be honest,
You don't hear it?
I ain't going to say it ain't good music out here, but the music that used to make me feel...
Because Beyonce isn't R&B anymore. She's pop.
Yeah, she pop.
That's what I'm saying. Everything went pop.
I'm a
Chris Brown,
old
pop.
Beyonce fan from her music back in the day. I'm not a big Beyonce fan with her new music, but I think that's because she, which is what a lot of people doing. They're trying to cater to the millennials. So her sound has gone to what would cater to them, which I can't knock it. It's
which
more
is pop.
Right.
It's straight.
I mean, she
pop,
rapping and everything.
Neo. I don't even call it. I wouldn't even say it's neo.
That's not no. I wouldn't say hers is neo. So.
It's just straight pop. So basically, you're saying that R&B is a lost.
No.
It's almost lost.
I wouldn't say that. No, because we don't know who's gonna be born. We don't know who coming out and what's inside of them. So I wouldn't say that. I just say people putting out what's in them. A lot of these young folk, they're not growing up with music all through the house, and the music that they are growing up listening to is not the stuff we grew up listening to. They talk more about love when we were growing up, and the songs that we're talking about something nasty. We didn't know they were talking nasty. They were talking nasty, but the grown-ups knew it. Now, if they talking nasty, everybody knows it because they talking nasty throughout the whole song. So you don't hear a whole bunch about love in this new music. You're hearing either somebody cheating on you or somebody wanting to have sex with you. That's the so-called love songs that you hear.
And they straight popping it out because it's not R&B anymore. I don't hear R&B. And that's why I'm asking you, because I don't even really listen to the radio or nothing like that. I know you stay up on it more than I do. And you basically ain't even gave me one artist, so...
Yeah, because I ain't...
R&B is lost. It's been
no,
lost.
I can't be the advocate for R&B being lost because I don't know everybody's name.
I mean, to me, between me and you, you're the advocate because I know you listen to more diverse music than I do. And I remember when I used to listen to more diverse music is when R&B was really out, and I haven't heard any.
Well, let me give a
R&B.
disclaimer too, though. Even though I listen to a lot of music, I can't name a lot of artists. So, I mean, I guess it's because I just love
the radio
music.
ain't pushing it.
Well, I mean, when you got Apple, they have these, they got the music all over the Apple iPhone. You can just hit what kind of music you want to hear and you're going to hear it. And it has the artist, but I'm saying I don't just get to know the artist unless they got a song that I'm like, oh, I really, really like that.
I mean, even all the commercials. You look at these commercials on TV, it's all rap. It's all rap. You don't even hardly hear it, except for, baby, I got Papa.
That ain't music. I can't stand that.
Hey, at least that nigga making love to the chicken.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? But
Cool.
anyway. I ain't trying to throw no shade. But, yeah. That's okay. Hip hop. What? We can say hip hop, but R&B. I guess the R&B too, or the pop. The pop, like you said, is mostly now. Everything is just completely a hardcore sexual feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Romance is very. Would you say that the music? Well, I think music always has influenced some things, but what is the influence of music now? And would you put it on the responsibility on the artist, or is the responsibility on the listener?
The responsibility
of the influence.
The influence is a choice of the influence, and I say that because an artist is just that. An artist. Mm-hmm. That means they get to freely express themselves through what they do.
Definitely. I agree.
Okay, so once let's say,
so you would put the influence. So you would put the responsibility upon the listener.
Well, let me say. Let's say the artist is a artist that draws. They can draw what they want to on that canvas because that's what's in them, and they're putting it out there. Once they put it on that canvas and they sit it out there to be sold, we as the buyer get to choose to either buy this or go past it because that's not something that I want to represent me or whatever. So it's not the responsibility of the artist because I'm just putting out what I do. I'm putting out what's in me and what I do. It's your choice to buy it, listen to it, cater to it, whatever. So when people say, and I do agree that music can have influence, but all of that falls into who is listening to the music and where is their mind. Right. Are they old enough to understand that this is, and that's where I'm going with it. Right. That's why. But then that's why the parents come in. That's why I feel like you know where I'm going with it. That's what. This is my point. My point is, you got people, and I'm going to, and like I say, we speak from a black perspective. You got people who love to say, oh, listen to their music. Listen to the music. Look what they're telling. Look at the. Those are the artists. So you can't blame it on. You can't totally say, oh, it's the artist. It's the industry. No. You have to be accountable. Be held accountable as the parent and what you put in front of your child at whatever age, or especially at a young age. At a young age, they shouldn't be exposed to it, right? But at all. They are, and they are nowadays way more than back in the day. Back in the day, you had to literally sneak. So you can't shoot at the artist. Now, can you hold the DJ accountable, the radio station, for always putting this out there? No. To me, because I'm like, yo, I don't want to hear this. Play something else, dude. Okay, turn the station. True, because there are different stations that play different things, yeah. Right, and it's going to be more people that want to hear it than those who don't. So the radio station is going to go with the majority, which is people who want to hear it. And as we found out, the radio station is, they play music based off what people are requesting. And they're requesting what's being played, which is that hardcore. You can cut on the radio now, and 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna hear a love song. You're gonna hear some, especially 98 party hip hop, especially a hip hop based station. Yeah, you're not gonna hear no. But most of the stations are hip hop based. We had a 101.9 now. Yeah, I ain't listened to the radio in long time, years. I literally have to stream music because the radio stopped playing. To me, they play the same 10 songs throughout the day, every day, around the same time. And it's the stuff that I ain't gonna say I don't dance to. I like hip hop. I like some of the stuff that's even out now, but I can't listen to it like that. Like, it's a whole, I ain't saying I'm all, holy, but I don't like all that cursing. And it's too much. I don't think they do radio edited versions like they used to of nothing, because I'm a woman, so sometimes I want to hear stuff that women talk about in their music, but when it be so vulgar all the time, I don't be wanting to hear that. So if they don't do a radio edited version where I can spit the lyrics too and spit them wherever, I ain't cool with it. So, but that's just me. Cause I say, if it's what you love to do, if it's taking you out of the situation you've been in. Because we don't know what kind of situation people were in before they put the music out. A lot of people came out of the gutter, and all they had was their pen and paper. And whereas some people have fairy tales in their music, some people really writing what's really happened in their lives, and it turned out to be their music. So it might be their life, right? But what I'm saying is, what they're writing is really recent stuff in hip hop has been crazy with all these killings. Yeah, I mean, because They're challenging each other to die. Basically, I mean,
on
it's not the
in
old
music,
school beef where
in the music too.
In the music, they're saying that they're gonna kill each other. So if you put out that you're gonna kill me, and I don't want to have the image of I'm scared of you, then either in my song I'm gonna say I'm gonna kill you too.
But some of these cats, I don't think they even have any association.
It don't matter. You a rapper, you my competition. If you
even if you're not a rapper, even if the person that killed the person is not in the business, you're still the competition.
They must feel some kind of competition if they're killing each other and they don't know each other.
They're feeling some type of way.
So music is going to the spiritual part of music. Music is spirits are attached to music, and that's the reason why people feel a certain way when music is played. You remember in a club when they would play certain songs, the mood would change with certain songs.
Definitely.
If they played a song where you're gonna bump and grind, everybody's mood change. You ain't never see nobody the music come on and you bumping and grinding, somebody going just you don't see that. You see the whole mood change. If they play Tear the Club Up, they used to the whole mood would change, and you either got to run or you the one causing the problem. Something happened in the atmosphere when those songs were played, because music has a spirit to it. So that's why you gotta be careful what you play in your house. You gotta be careful of the music that you're playing, because it'll get in you. If you listening to songs about all the time about sleeping with other people, and you with somebody else, after a while that's gonna be in you. Like, man, god darn, now I am kind of bored in what I'm in. You listen to that all the time, that's eventually gonna get inside of you. If you listening to stuff about being a hoe, eventually you might think about, well, god darn, what's so bad about this? It's spirits. If you listen to a bunch of stuff about loving who you with, you're gonna always love who you with. So you gotta pay attention to what you listen to, because you're feeding your spirit. Your spirit eats just like your body. So you pay attention to what you're feeding your spirit. And music is a food.
Let me ask you this question. With all that being said, and I'm probably gonna move on from this portion. But would you say that if you don't want to talk about this, you don't have to. But would you say that record labels influence a lot of what's being the music that's being put out here?
If you sign,
or even what the artist is doing themselves, you know what I'm saying? They influence that.
Okay.
Or how am I trying to say this? Do you feel like they have putting a chokehold on it? Shit, I'm gonna be honest, just putting a chokehold on it to where it's like, when they first met the artist, he was, coming out like this, and then they say, wait a minute, you know what? How about you? Let me bring my writer. That's what I'm saying. You do this.
If you are a creative, the worst thing for you to do is sign a contract.
Yeah.
And that's because
independent, baby, independent, private. Because
when you sign a contract, basically you're saying everything that's in me, I give you control of. And, a lot of people real excited when they get offered a contract. They get real excited, and they don't realize that you better read every word, because the word T-O, could mean something totally different in a contract, and you ain't realizing that one little word changes everything about what all you've ever done. That's just an example. It's an example, but it's the truth. If you don't read it,
the small
print and the small words, the way that they put it can basically say everything that's in you belong to me. And really, that's what you're doing when you sign a contract.
Who's the dude that just signed over his masters?
Don't make me.
The white artist. He's a white artist. But what do you say to stuff like that? Somebody just signed their masters.
We don't know the story of why they did it. If you give away,
what music artist just signed his masters over?
Mahal. Billboard, Mahone has said that he has already made back the $1 million and much more over the years by owning his masters.
Austin Mahone. You know him?
I haven't heard of that.
Austin Mahone. You know who that is?
Mm-mm.
Pictures of Austin Mahone.
Images of Austin Mahone.
Oh no, that ain't. No, this was an older dude.
I mean, if somebody sold their masters, it's the reason why. Because that's something that you want to own. That's not something that you want to sell.
What would you say the reason why he
I can't say what the reason why he did it.
I'm tripping. But
it might be something scary to it. Who knows?
Mm-hmm. Just for exactly, but just to say your master's over.
If you do that, you're basically, like I said, saying all I have belongs to you.
Wow.
And again, if you are creative, the last thing that you want to do is sign a contract. You can put people on your team who can help you to develop your craft and to help guide you. But when you sign the contract, they gain more than you do. In my opinion, they gain more than you do because granted, I ain't in the music business now like that, but when I was back in the day, I found out later that you don't really make money just being an artist. Like, you really, really have to work. If you're not writing and have the rights to your writing, most of your money is gonna come from you doing concerts.
Oh yeah, nowadays definitely. Yeah,
then the days too.
With all this digital and
no, back then too. That's really how your money was made, and that's why you see these documentaries with, like TLC.
Especially if you don't own your rights. Yes.
Right, but when you're young, you notice they targeted young people who were hungry for something, and that's when they quickly signed those contracts, and they thought the money was gonna come rolling in. They get these signing bonuses, not realizing signing bonuses 9 times out of 10 you got to pay that back. You pay. But I don't, like I said, I don't know about now. But back then,
the signing bonuses weren't big enough. Or definitely, you gonna take a signing bonus, man. You gotta give me some. You gonna have to give me some bread.
But when you're young,
or either you gonna give me the signing bonus with some incentives, like
okay, but if you're going to
pay for the props, you're going to pay for my studio time, you're going to pay for my outfits, and that's it. My signing bonus is my sign. Oh, I'm just saying. No, I'm just saying that's what that's what would have to come with it. Right, otherwise, you might as well just stay out here on the grind and do it independently.
Okay, but again, when you're young and you're hungry and they plucking you up out of the hood,
gonna take your independence.
Not only that, what they're presenting to you is like gold. So you
for the moment.
If you hungry and they presenting you platters of food, you're not gonna be like,
definitely. Nah, right?
Because you ain't put the right kind of sauce on it. You ain't gonna do that. You're gonna start eating. You're gonna be happy that you're eating, and you're gonna accept that.
Well,
and that's what they were doing to the younger folk. Nowadays, those in between people really ain't needed, because social media will help you to get where you want to be.
Well, let's just hope that they've learned, and people learn from the documentaries that have been put out, and learn from watching this and hearing it from a well-groomed artist, who has done it before. But before we go on, just short and brief, let me ask you, who are some of your old and new favorite artists? Name 3 of your old favorite artists.
Old favorite artists. Mary J. Blige was one of my favorites, and let me say, it ain't 'cause she could sing.
She was just all around. She was all around.
Mary J. Blige, I loved her musical content.
She's pretty cool.
I loved her style, and
cool.
she's humble. Yeah,
right.
She had a humble spirit. So I always liked Mary. Her music that she put out, I loved it.
That's a good
So Mary, back in the day, I was a Whitney Houston fan. Yeah, in the day. Whitney Houston.
You got no men? That's two women. You got not
you
one
ain't give me
man.
I'm at number 2.
Okay.
Whitney Houston, because her voice was always just pure. She wasn't trying to do too much. It was just pure, beautiful. Her music was in between. She had different types of music. My third, since I only get 3, Stevie Wonder was always one of my favorites. I can listen to him to this day. I can just cut on his music and listen to him. I can't even explain it. His music always made me happy. So
I'll give you 4. One more dude. Two girls, 2 gals.
Okay. The other guy, that's a lot of guys I like. I gotta choose one.
I mean, it don't have to be R&B. It can be blues, jazz. I mean,
Well, let me see. It's crazy, but I like B.B. King.
Okay, B.B. King.
Yeah, I like B.B. King.
B.B. King.
He's smooth. I like him.
So give me 2 gals and 2 guys of the new.
Of the new.
She's like, that's gonna be.
I like Tiana Taylor.
Don't know her.
She was a writer for a lot of people back in the, like before she came out doing her own stuff.
Mm-hmm.
She was a writer, so she was doing some ghostwriting and had all this talent picked up. So the first thing I ever heard of her was actually this year, but apparently she had been doing some music. But anyway, Tiana Taylor. I like, it's a new guy, and I think his name's Sam Fisher. I like his music. Who else I like?
You know what? I'm wrong. I said Jaheim was the last one I heard. No, it was James.
James who?
James, the boy that played, he played in the New Edition movie.
I don't know who that is.
He played Johnny Gill in the New Edition movie.
Right, but I don't know him.
Dang, what was his last name? Something James.
Oh. Okay, I know who you're talking about, but it's not him.
Because he played in that other show too, the show you used to watch with the 3 girls. And he got that one girl pregnant, the light skinned one, the white one.
I can't remember.
Something James. What was his name? You know what I'm talking about. Though.
It's an artist. You like him?
He was pretty cool.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
okay.
he was decent. Dang, I forgot his name. It was something James.
It'll come to you, but I don't know right now.
But you know what I'm talking about.
I know you're talking about
Yeah.
now, but yeah. I can't say he's one of my favorites though.
No, I ain't gonna say no. I'm not saying he's one of my favorites. I was just reiterating. But go ahead. You got what? 2 more? Another gal and a guy.
Yeah. I like Summer Walker. And my son. These other artists, I don't know their names like that because I don't really listen.
That's your 4?
Yeah, that's my 4.
There's 8 artists, y'all. Y'all can go listen to, check them out. You know what I'm saying? Since she said it was. Now, I just had a good question that I wanted to ask. And let me ask you this: where did you notice a change? would you feel like there has been a change in the music?
Oh yeah.
What would you say you noticed the change in music?
You mean what era?
How many different changes have you noticed in your? How old are you?
44.
In your 44 years of living, how many changes have you noticed in music, and what was the last change that you can recollect happened in music, and how long ago would that have been? First, how many changes?
I can't say how many changes. More than I could say, it's gonna be ever changing. Music gonna always change because the world changes a lot, and again, we don't know who's being born and what's inside of them. So, different styles of music is coming from somewhere. So that means that somebody is coming along sounding different from everybody else, and then everybody gravitates toward that new sound. So somebody might come in the next 5 years with a totally different sound from what we've heard, and next thing you know, music start evolving around that particular sound. CeeLo Green, I had never heard nobody with CeeLo Green's style. Mm-hmm. I had never heard. I ain't saying it was never nobody from back in the day, because as the world turns, it goes around and it comes back around. Somebody may have sounded like him before, but I had never heard it. And so once I heard his style, then I started. Matter of fact, I want to say Outkast had a sound like that. I don't know what to call that style of music, but it's intriguing. And it was it considered rap?
What, Outkast?
I mean, Outkast, they rap, but they had a different style to how.
Yeah, Outkast, that was rap.
Right,
or
but
hip hop.
They kind of sung too. They had this.
Not really.
You think you got it? Oh, you think you got it?
Oh, you talking about certain songs they did that.
Right, but what I'm saying is that was a style. That was a different style.
I wouldn't say that.
It was totally different from Kool Moe D.
That was Andre though.
It doesn't matter. He was part of Outkast. He was part of them. So what I'm saying is that it changes, and you don't even realize it's changing until it changes. Like, I don't think Outkast sounded like that at first when they first came out, but they started changing.
Yeah, they did.
That's how they sounded when they first came out.
Maybe not like that, but they had that singing thing. All the players came from far and wide.
Right, so they always had that sound.
Afro Supreme. Oh, you think you got it? Afro Supreme. I mean, they slowed it down and sped it up. So yeah.
Okay.
They always that was Southern Playlisted. That was the first album they came out with, and then they came out doing "It's the Return of the Gangsta." So.
Well, it was different.
Yeah, it was.
It was different. So maybe around that time I started noticing a difference in.
Dirty. Sitting from the T-top, born and bred on the street top, get the money in the sweet spot, and for hella, hootie hoo. But okay. So you basically broke down basically said that music was therapy. Mm-hmm. It's a form of therapy. And we basically went through the whole thing of the life being a rhythm. You know what I'm saying? The rhythm can take control.
Oh yeah.
The rhythm can take control. So you basically broke that down, and you told us that music is forever. Music is forever, and it's probably going to forever change.
It is.
So I guess my last couple of questions would be, if parts of history were to somehow be lost, what music do you feel would stand the test of time, and what music would you say you would want to survive? Mm. Muddy Waters asks the deep questions, baby.
What would I want to stand the test of time and survive? Anything inspirational.
Inspirational. Okay.
Yeah, so anything inspirational. And that right there can include every genre, because no matter what kind of song or what kind of music you do, you can inspire. There's rap music that can inspire. There's rock music that can inspire. There's gospel that can inspire. There's love songs that can inspire. So I would say anything inspirational. I feel like I would want it to outlast any other type of music. With the way the world is going, people need some kind of hope, and a lot of hope is found in music. Just by the word, if there's nobody else you can talk to, you can cut on a song, and you can have two different outcomes. That song can take you deeper down to the depths of where you were heading in the first place, or it can lift you up. So
can you be too honest in your music?
Not if it's your truth. If you're being honest, you're just being honest. There's no such thing as too honest. You can't be too honest. You either a truth teller or a lie teller. You can't be too of either one of those. You can't be too much of a liar, and you can't be too much of a
so
truth teller.
for the inspiring artists, you know, a lot of artists, they do music or any type of art for that matter. But, you know, since we're talking about music, they do music. They don't get a lot of hype about their music the way that they feel like they should get from the people, and then they want to give up. What would you say to that artist? You know,
I would definitely say
even and they may have good music, and they actually may be good. What would you say to that artist?
I would say don't give up unless you tried everything. And when I say you tried everything, give your music out. Show people how to get to your music without charging them right away, even if it's just one song. Find some way to get your music out. You can't give up if you ain't tried everything. The only way you say I'm done is I tried everything. And there's no way somebody tried everything and nothing worked. Something got to work if you try everything. It's still a way to get your music out. Every day, post your stuff. If you're a social media person, that's if you want it. If you want it, you wake up doing it. You're doing it while you woke, and you do it right before you go to sleep. You're dreaming about it. You're waking up, and you're starting that process all over again. If that's your passion and you really want what you want, there's no such thing as giving up. You keep doing it until you get it, because if it's meant to be, it's going to be. So, pass your music out. Tell people how to get to it. You know, if people aren't social media savvy, you got to find... It's some people who still listen to CD players. You might have to go back to putting some of your stuff on CDs and passing them out. A lot of older people, they don't have this new technology. So you might say, you can find me on Spotify. And they're like, oh, right. well, what's Spotify? Huh, baby, I don't know nothing about that. Right. Oh, well, here's a CD. Because they still have CD players. Who said that, you know, just because technology have gone here, that you can't...
The way things going, nobody going to want to pay for no stuff like that no more. So you might have to go back to CD. You right.
Okay, and so put your stuff back on CDs and pass them out again. Like, you can have it on all avenues. So that way you're not running out of people who or basically you'll still have people that you can give it to all around. I am one who will pop something in the CD player still to this day. The new cars they're making, I don't know if they still have CD players, but ours do right now still have one. So people still listening to them.
Keep the grind going, man. Stay hustling. I think this might be the last question. There's a lot of art forms out here. A lot of ways to grab inspiration. So, with that being said, what I know, like I said, we talking about music, but I'm gonna ask you in this way, and then get back, and then go right back to the music. What is one art form besides music? Besides music, besides music, would you say is important for a person's personal growth?
What art form?
Besides music.
I mean, elaborate on that. What do you mean? Because
I mean, just art, some type of art.
What is it that will? Give me that question again.
What art form, besides music, would you say is important for a person's personal growth and development? Because then I'm going to go back and we're going to compare it to music.
I mean, I would say some kind of
because I know
something that you do.
There's other things that you like to do besides music, right?
Yeah.
So what one art form would you say, okay, was personally helped you besides music? Let's say that.
Writing. I'm a writer. So like I got, that's a whole different something, but books that I've started.
Well, that goes hand in hand with music, though. So I guess.
Well, I mean, yeah, because you got to write music.
So is the music? Well, yeah, because music is a writing form too. Even just the beat is a written form, right?
It's all art.
I'm saying, but the beat is even a written form.
I mean, yeah, because you have to, go back those
right?
notes.
Because what I'm saying is there are
claps and
that's what I'm saying. It's even a written form. So writing, that's even writing. I guess you one up me on that one. You one up me. Because I was thinking on the lines of culinary arts, cooking, the art of planting gardens. You see what I'm saying? I was thinking of different art, but you one up me because you said writing and I said besides music, basically music, even the lyrics, not only just the lyrics, but even the sounds are written. You okay. I can't. Man, I can't do nothing but end it right there. She one up me, man. She just like that and just blew the whole goddamn show up. I'm probably gonna put an explosion at the end of this. When you say writing, it's gonna. It was dope, man. I appreciate you coming. I appreciate you doing this with me.
No problem.
Before the holiday. Oh. It's the holidays, it's Christmas. What's your favorite Christmas song?
My favorite Christmas song, Someday at Christmas.
Someday at Christmas. Okay.
I want to say Stevie Wonder. Did Stevie Wonder sing that? I think Stevie Wonder sung that.
I'm going to have to chop this up because I'm going to have to put this somewhere else. I'm going to have to back it up and put it somewhere else. But, you say you're in the gospel. Okay. Say this. You still do plays, you still do funerals, you still do weddings. Which one would you of those between funerals and weddings? Well, no, and then you've performed too. Between those four, performing, what they call it, concert, between doing a concert, play, funeral, weddings. Which one would you say you enjoy the most between those four?
I like doing plays.
Oh.
Now,
Okay.
I enjoy doing them all, even though it's sad to do the funerals. Most times when I do funerals, it's because somebody said the person that passed requested that if something ever happened to them, they want me to sing. So I can't help but be honored where that's concerned. But and I never charge for funerals ever, because I feel like it's enough on the family than to have to pay somebody to sing. That's neither here nor there. But I think I like doing plays more because I'm shy. I'm shy than what people know. And when I get to do a play, I get to change characters and probably be somebody that it's probably something in there that's in me that I ain't gonna do it if it's my regular life. I really ain't gonna be that outlandish or talk that much or whatever. But when it's a play, I get to act out all different kind of emotions. Like if it's a mad scene, I can go all out with being mad because it's a play. I really ain't gonna hurt nobody like that for real. So when you in a character, you kind of get to express some stuff that's probably in you for real, but you get to put it into another character, and ain't nobody gonna look at you crazy because you did it. If that makes sense, that's the best time to release stuff. Is to
they don't even know it. They don't even know it. They're like,
right.
They just think it's all
that's
good.
When you become
next thing you know,
great.
Bow.
Right. You become a great actor or actress when you get parts in the play. It might not even be the character. It might be parts in the play.
Be like, dang, girl,
yeah.
you got into
I did that for real one time.
I was really mad at you.
Right. I did that. I they told me to really smack the dude.
Wow.
And I had that rehearsal. I was just like, smack. And they were like, no, we want you to smack him. And so at the play, I smacked him down to the floor. But, we went to the back and he was just like, you smacked me hard.
Yeah, you smacked me. I'm going to smack you back.
No.
Let me get my leg back.
I smacked him hard. He's a tough dude, but yeah.
All right. So we running over an hour right now. And I know how people are very impatient. So, but I got so many questions I would love to ask you in this segment. But so I have one more question or one more thing I just want to discuss real briefly. How important is music in this pandemic that we went through for this whole 2020? How important has music been to you? And how important has music been to you? And for people, since we were talking about funerals, for people, what would you say to people who have lost loved ones through this pandemic? Because me personally, I'm going to say what I say, and then I hope we kind of see some eye to eye. I would say when it comes to death, when you're talking about the funerals are sad, but at the same time, I think funerals are what the accomplishment of the funeral is to send the person off with your blessing. You see what I'm saying? That's what a funeral is really doing. You know what I'm saying? Sending the dead, telling the dead good journey. You see what I'm saying? So I would say with death, yes, it's always sad, but a lot of people can't handle it. But I would say we don't know what's on. If you've never been dead, you don't know what's on the other side. Mm-hmm. You don't know that's why you send them off in glory. So you never get over it, but you can't continue to you gotta learn how to live with it, because that person who passed would probably, that's what they would want you to do. So, like I say, my question to you is, what would you say to people when it comes to music about, and how important it is in this pandemic that we've been through for the past 2 years? And what inspiration would you give to people about somebody who has lost somebody during this whole COVID-19 crisis?
I would go back to what I said at first about listening to music that is the opposite of how you're feeling. You don't want to listen to something that'll make you sadder. So if you know what some of their favorite music was that you lifted them up, play that, or play that type of music, and make sure the message in the music is something that keeps you lifted. Because if we put in our minds and know that death is a part of living, then you have to put knowing that into, once again, what you feed your spirit. You got to play something that's going to keep you in a mindset of, I have to keep going no matter what. Dying of heartbreak is real. So if you put yourself in a state where you feel like, well, what do you have to live for because somebody passed? Your heart is broken so bad that now you don't feel like you have a reason to keep going. You got to listen to stuff that help you to realize that, there is reason to still go on. And that person, they're not here no more to do that, to say that to you. Keep going. Don't give up. They're not there to say it, but you can play something that'll help you to feel better. So we get to choose what we listen to. And that's the good thing. We're not in a jail cell and they just playing what they want to play and say, you ain't got no choice but to listen to this. Right now, we have the freedom to listen to what we want to listen to. And so it might sound a little bit harsh, but you kind of put yourself in the predicament of how you feel.
In harm's way.
Yeah.
In a way of saying, in a way of speaking, in harm's way.
Yeah. So just, feed yourself what'll help you grow. And if you know that listening to sad stuff will stunt your growth, your spiritual growth, don't listen to it. Don't listen to it. As sad as you might feel, don't go that route.
Well, there it is, y'all. Straight from the music's mouth. Feed yourself. You got to feed yourself even good music, not just food, but music can be food for thought. And music has changed. Music will continue to change. Music is forever. And we definitely appreciate you coming by and giving us your insight on this music edition.
You're welcome.
And
I wasn't far away.
Maybe we'll do it again if if y'all want to hear anything in the future as far as music from Ms. Music. Just let us know, and we'll see if we can hook it up. Even though we live together, we'll see if we can hook it up. But anything else you want to say? I see you got your Sacred Wives Club shirt on. You know what I'm saying? That's your what? Your group?
That's one of my ministries.
It's one of your ministries. One of your ministries.
It is a group on Facebook.
It's an inspirational ministry. We'll give you group name. How you can contact your different links, your different social medias.
Okay, so I have the Sacred Wives Club, and our motto is no more failed marriages. Basically, we're just a group where we inspire women who are married, divorced, desire to be married, or widowed, and want to be that wife. We just encourage each other. We have different topics that we speak on. There's no men in the group, but we're not we don't bash men. No, we don't. It's actually good for your man that you be in this group. So again, we're on Facebook and it's SWC Sacred Wives Club. I also have Girl Talk, Girl Let's Talk, Girl Talk, and in that group there's no negativity, all positivity. If there's any women watching and you want to be a part of a group with nothing but positivity and real talk, girl talk, then come along. It's not just a Facebook group, but during this pandemic right now, that's all we can do. We do have events that will start back once this blows over. So yeah, my husband is my inspiration for Sacred Wives Club.
That's it. That's all we
That's
got.
it.
No treats. No treats going on anymore.
We do have
After the
Crank Girl
treats.
treats.
You know what I'm saying?
Crank Girl treats
trying to
and
eat out
designs.
here,
I
you
know,
know what I'm
it's so
saying?
many. I forget.
Yeah.
We do have Crank Girl treats and designs where we create cake jars and other different desserts and treats. We'll eventually go to making soul foods. We also do different designs. We do blinged out cups and just all different kind of things. So that's Crank Girl Treats and Designs. We're also on Facebook. You can find us on there as well. You can put orders in. Even if we don't put orders out, you can put orders in and we still take orders. If you need something for any event or anything, just contact us.
And that is what's up. Remember, it's always Ritz Cuts. It's always Black Boom. It's always Muddy. Wow.